Ever wondered why INFJs behave the way they do? Why they have these peculiar habits that make them unique? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of INFJs, those intuitive, introverted individuals who make up a mere 1% of the global population. We'll be exploring 9 distinctive habits that set these fascinating individuals apart. From their propensity for people-pleasing to their sudden switches into hibernation mode, their obsessive research tendencies to their knack for symbolic interpretation. We'll touch on their intense focus, emotional chameleon-like abilities, unconventional interests, mind-reading prowess, and the infamous door slam. But don't worry, we're not here to label them as weird or odd. In fact, for the INFJ, these behaviors are completely natural. So, are you ready to unravel the mysteries of the INFJ personality type? Stay with us as we look into the fascinating world of INFJs and their unique habits. The first habit that makes INFJs unique is their tendency to please people. This isn't your everyday people-pleasing, it's an innate characteristic of INFJs. They are naturally empathetic, understanding and sensitive to the feelings of others, which often leads them to go to great lengths to avoid conflict or discomfort. This can be seen as a strength, as their consideration for others is genuine and heartfelt, making them a beacon of kindness and understanding in a world that often lacks these qualities. However, this habit can also pose a challenge. In their quest to keep everyone else happy, INFJs may forget their own needs and desires. They might end up sacrificing their own well-being, which can lead to feelings of resentment and burnout over time. While this trait can make INFJs great friends and partners, it's important for them to remember to take care of their own needs too. Ever seen an INFJ suddenly disappear off the radar? That's their sudden hibernation mode. Picture this. You're having a great time with an INFJ, then poof, they've seemingly vanished off the face of the earth. It's not a magic trick and it's not personal. This is one of the quintessential quirks of INFJs. This sudden hibernation mode is a crucial part of their self-care regimen. It's their way of recharging their emotional batteries. You see, INFJs are introspective creatures by nature. They need this alone time to reflect, process their thoughts and emotions, and restore their inner peace. This time in solitude isn't about escaping the world, rather it's a moment for them to reconnect with their inner self. So, if you're with an INFJ and they suddenly go into hibernation, don't worry. Remember, when an INFJ goes into hibernation, it's not about you. It's about them needing time to recharge. INFJs are known for their obsessive research habit, but why is that? Well, it's quite simple. INFJs have a profound desire to understand the world around them in depth. They are not content with just scratching the surface. They want to dive deep into the heart of matters. This can be seen in their love for books, documentaries, and deep conversations. They are driven by curiosity and a need to make sense of complex ideas or situations. But like all good things, this trait also has a flip side. This obsessive research can sometimes lead to information overload. They can get lost in the rabbit hole of information, feeling overwhelmed and neglecting other important aspects of life. However, this habit is not a bad thing per se, it's just a part of who they are. It is their way of navigating through life, of understanding the complexities of the world. So the next time you see an INFJ deep in research mode, know that they are just trying to quench their insatiable thirst for knowledge. INFJs have a unique way of interpreting the world around them, through symbolic interpretation. Now what does this mean? Well, it's their ability to see beyond the surface of things, to extract deeper meaning from everyday occurrences. It's like they're constantly reading between the lines, finding symbols and patterns that others may overlook. This habit allows them to make connections, build relationships, and understand the world on a level that might seem extraordinary to others. However, it's not always sunshine and roses. This tendency can sometimes lead to overthinking. They may find themselves lost in a labyrinth of thoughts, analyzing symbols that may or may not exist. This can be mentally exhausting and sometimes leads to unnecessary stress. But it's all part of the INFJ's complex and fascinating nature. So remember, when an INFJ tells you about a symbol they've discovered, it's their unique way of understanding the world. Let's look into the remaining habits: intense focus, emotional chameleon, unconventional interests, mind reading, and the infamous INFJ door slam. Starting off with intense focus, INFJs are known for their unwavering concentration when they're into something. It's like the world outside ceases to exist. This can be a great strength, allowing them to achieve mastery in areas they're passionate about. However, it can also be a challenge as they might neglect their surroundings, or even their own needs in the process. Next up is the emotional chameleon habit. INFJs have a knack for absorbing emotions and mirroring them, making others feel understood and comfortable. While this can build deep connections, it can also be draining for the INFJ, who may struggle to differentiate their own feelings from those they're reflecting. Moving on to unconventional interests, INFJs often find themselves drawn to the esoteric, the mystical, the offbeat. They're the ones exploring metaphysical bookshops, researching ancient civilizations, or diving into quantum physics for fun. These unique interests can be a source of joy and inspiration, but they can also make INFJs feel misunderstood or out of place. The mind-reading habit is another fascinating trait of INFJs. They're good at picking up subtle cues and understanding what's not being said, often knowing what someone is feeling before they do. While this can create deep understanding and empathy, it can also lead to overthinking, assumptions, and unnecessary worries. Finally, there's the INFJ door slam. When INFJs feel deeply hurt or their values are violated, they may completely cut off contact, slamming the metaphorical door. This ability to set boundaries can be empowering, but it can also be perceived as harsh or extreme, causing potential rifts in relationships. These habits make INFJs who they are, unique, complex, and endlessly fascinating. Now that we know these habits, how can INFJs embrace them for their emotional health? Let's talk about the importance of embracing your INFJ-ness. You see, every INFJ is unique, with their own blend of quirks and habits that set them apart. But there's strength in this uniqueness. It's what makes you, you. Imagine harnessing your habits, those that we've discussed, and using them to your advantage. Let's take people-pleasing, for instance. Yes, it can be exhausting to always put others' needs before your own. But what if you channel that empathy and understanding into a profession where it's valued, like counseling or social work, or your sudden hibernation mode? It's not about being antisocial, it's about recharging your batteries. So why not make it a point to schedule in those much-needed quiet moments into your daily routine? Your obsessive research habit? It's a testament to your thirst for knowledge. Use it to become an expert in your field, to dive deep into subjects that fascinate you. Or your symbolic interpretation, it's not overthinking, it's your mind making connections that others often miss. It's a beautiful thing, and it's what makes you an insightful, creative individual. Your intense focus, your ability to become an emotional chameleon, your unconventional interests, your mind-reading skills, and even your door slam, they're all part of your INFJ-ness. They're not just habits, they're superpowers. It's just about learning to control them and use them in a way that benefits you. So, embrace your INFJ-ness, own it, love it, celebrate it, because it's what makes you unique, it's what makes you, you. And remember, it's not about fitting into a mold or conforming to societal expectations. It's about being true to yourself, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and navigating life in a way that aligns with your personality type. Embrace your INFJ-ness, it's what makes you you. So, what does all this mean for INFJs and those who know them? Well, it's simple. It's about embracing the quirks and understanding the habits that make INFJs who they are. From people-pleasing to sudden hibernation mode, obsessive research, symbolic interpretation, intense focus, being emotional chameleons, harboring unconventional interests, mind-reading, and the infamous door slam. These are all integral parts of the INFJ personality, but it's not just about identifying these habits, it's about understanding their roots and their implications. It's about knowing how they impact the INFJ's interactions with the world and how they shape their relationships. For those who know an INFJ, this understanding can bridge gaps, foster deeper connections, and dispel misunderstandings. For the INFJs themselves, acknowledging and embracing these habits can lead to self-acceptance, personal growth, and the ability to navigate life more effectively. Remember, understanding these habits is just the beginning. The journey of understanding yourself and others is a lifelong one. So, have you recognized any of these habits in yourself or someone you know? We've journeyed through the intriguing world of INFJs, exploring their tendencies for people-pleasing, sudden hibernation mode, obsessive research, and symbolic interpretation. We've looked deep into the good, the bad, and the INFJ, and how embracing one's INFJ-ness is a vital step towards authenticity and emotional health. The journey of understanding personality types is an ongoing one, filled with deep insights and fascinating revelations. And you, dear viewer, are an essential part of this journey. To continue your exploration, don't forget to download our free ebook about the 8 introverted Myers-Briggs personality types from the link in the description. And hey, we're just getting started. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on more enlightening content about these quieter personality types. Remember, you are unique, you are special, and you are understood. So tell us, which of these habits do you relate to the most? Comment below and let's continue this journey together in our next video.